They got me feeling like I'm academics.
Right for you. You know, she'll highlight some of the good things you're doing if there's bad PR going on. She's pretty good. Now, just not sure how she does or conducts her business with other people, so that's as much as I can vouch for her. Anyway, I guess we can start there. Max B came out and he has said, listen, I don't work with Karen Civil anymore, okay? I want to start from him posting on his Instagram by saying, here he says, hold on. Okay, all right. It's a lot. It was a lot. Hold on. Let me figure it out. I just want to get from the original message. But he came out vehemently. Karen Civil, Max B. And he just randomly put up on his social media. He says, Karen Civil, this was his message here at first. He says, Karen Civil is no longer part of my team. Miss Civil was effectively terminated on June 28th. Now, keep in mind, that's a month ago. For all business inquiries and matters moving forward, please contact Breon or Joe directly. Now, that's over a month ago. I guess he felt the need to make it clear because he feels like maybe she's either still doing business for him or she's like muddying the waters, probably still act like she represents him, okay? Now, while he put that out on Instagram, and he then followed up by saying, if you get a message from me or unfollowed, or you get unfollowed, it's not from me. Karen Civil has hacked my page. Now, it appears that maybe Karen Civil, like, you know, she probably thinking, this nigga almost got 70 years in prison. Like, bruv, I'm not about to let this nigga go torch my reputation by saying I got fired, I did this to him. So it looked like she tweeted, or according to him, she tweeted from his account. So remember, he's on Instagram. She tweets from his account like, oh, you know what? We've ended this partnership. It's ended amicably. And this was the this was the message that was posted. He says, my partnership with Always Civil regarding new business has ended. Which you could tell that's a really manicured statement, right? Like basically saying, hey, you know what? We've kind of parted ways, but it's for new business. If we did old business, you know what it was. He says, my platform will continue to be managed by their team, meaning that his Karen Civil will still continue to manage his platforms until all remaining business with Defiant Records has been resolved. So that kind of brings up some interesting things about Max B's business. Look like Max B is signed into some type of deal where it's outsourced that his social media will be ran, or his PR will be ran through Karen Civil. Anyway, says the previous statement posted to my Instagram was issued through legal counsel. This statement will remain posted for transparency. Now, let's be honest. Max B don't even know the word transparency. He knows words like ow and wavy and shit. He don't know no. Come on, bro. Like, it's a Silver Surfer, bro. Like, Max B just had 75 years in prison. He don't know no words like transparency. So we clearly know this is Karen Civil posting this on his Instagram, on his Twitter. So that's the whole thing. So Karen Civil got access to the Twitter. Max B supposedly got access to the Instagram. Imagine fighting your own team. This is why I can't give over, at least my main, like, well, y'all know who runs Akademiks TV, but like my main socials, I can't give somebody else the fucking control of that. Because imagine me fighting with the person who's logged in with the account. You get what I'm saying? Like, chat, okay, imagine me and Grand beefing over Akademiks TV and Grand saying one thing and I'm saying over the other thing over there. It's crazy. Anyway, so that's posted, and Karen Civil, which, by the way, this is how she makes her money. So she kind of does a little bit of a cleanup where she kind of like adds her own narrative to it. And she says, listen, from supporting your return home to securing GQ, she's listening to what she's done for him, helping position the business for partnership with Defiant Records. Okay, that's where that Defiant Records come from. And bringing this chapter to BET Awards stage, Always Civil work is now complete. We're proud of everything we built together and wish you and your team continued success. Okay? All right. Now, Max B was not trying to have all of that, like, kumbaya, respectful shit going on. He basically said, yo, she hacked my Twitter, That is Karen Civil. That's not me on Twitter because people were confused. Okay. He literally said Karen Civil's a liar. Okay, which that's a very bold and strong accusation. And then because she also, I guess she tweeted from his account, responding to a fan when somebody said, as soon as I heard he was with Civil, I was going to say something. Max B, she's a known thief. I bet she was playing with the money again. Max B says, shut up, man. The business was fine. But remember, Max B is saying that's not him tweeting. Karen then continues and she says, listen, to provide some clarity, Always Civil has concluded operating in a new business for and with Max B since the BT Awards. Certain Max B social properties still will remain under the direction of Always Civil. We're wishing him the best moving forward. And then she says, it seems like people would rather talk about me than talk to me. I'm literally right here on social, so let's engage. Let's have an actual conversation. If you want to know something, let's talk and have a real dialogue. Just be respectful about it. Now, I will say, in respect to both individuals here, Karen, I don't think he was trying to have a dialogue with you. I think he was trying to call you fraudulent. Like that's it's one thing if someone's like, hey, listen, we're not on the same page. Another thing if somebody say you're a thief. One is just completely impugning and attacking your reputation. That doesn't seem like a conversational piece. That seems like you just either have to deny or admit the allegations. And, if you want to give context on why this person is saying it, you can. But I don't think this person wants to talk to you if that's what they think. Like, no one's going to be like, all right, I think somebody's a fraud or a thief. Let me go talk to them. Anyway, he continued a bit and he said, I'm not too sure. This is Max B. He says, I'm not sure why you're trying to save face. But the reality is that you've done a lot that led to me letting you go. So getting on social media and acting like you've done all these great things to me is simply not true. Leave me out of your narrative, keep my name out your mouth, and move on. Interesting. And looked like she might have blocked him or something because he couldn't tag her main page. Very, very interesting. Now, this is pretty interesting here, Chad. Let's go to her page, see what's going on. Oh, I like the dog. I like the dog. All right. All right. Anyway. Is it current? No, it's not current. Let's go to Max B. Yeah, so he's not really giving much context, but he's saying she's done a lot that led to him not working with her. I really wonder what that is. I'm not too sure we'll be getting that answer, but I would say, even though technically they clearly have some contractual things that allows Karen Civil to still run his Twitter, I would probably suggest to her that she not tweet anymore from his account. You get what I'm saying? It reeks of being underhanded. It reeks of, trying to force a narrative and fool his fans. Like, if Max B, I get it, you have rights to control the Twitter, but if you're posting something on his Twitter, basically bigging yourself up, and he's over here on Instagram calling you a fraud, I do think we're not in the old era where you could just put a veil over people's eyes. I think that's kind of scummy a bit. You get what I'm saying? Like, I think you putting out the initial statement is cool. I think you continuing to use his Twitter when clearly he doesn't fuck with you is a little bit weird. I got to be honest with you. Despite what contractual stuff you have, he's basically fired you publicly. At that point, he's relieved you of your duties, and you need not tweet or at least put out a false narrative that he agrees with the work you've done or he's giving you a cosign. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, we'll see. We'll see what happens with that. The last time Karen Civil came under fire, let me see. Last time she came under fire, what was that about? Karen Civil. Was it no, it was Jason. Was it Jason Lee? Were they beefing? Oh yeah, they were beefing and shit. Oh, yeah. Then, I remember Joyner Lucas was like, "Oh yeah, that she stole money from me." Jason,
Jason Lee. I've got Jason Lee in here too.
Jason Lee.
Have each other blocked, and
yeah, there was a time that they all ganged up on Karen Civil. Jason Lee had some issues with her. By the way, if you want to know like Karen Civil's history, shout out to Karen Civil. By the way, just Big Jersey in the building. She's one of the people who, like, I think she invented a role in music or like the industry. She was a person who kind of came up like, I think she did some digital work for like Funk Flex or somebody like 197, something like that. And then she kind of turned into like this media maven that would, when the internet was going into the digital era where it was about to be blogs and this and third, she would work with people like, for example, Lil Wayne, who was a huge artist, but you could tell Wayne don't look like he knows how to even log into an email. She would kind of bring their brands digitally, set stuff up for them, and kind of overall run their brand like that. It evolved into her being kind of like a brand manager, PR. She worked with a lot of different people. And I think, even by the end of Nipsey Hussle's life, she became the person who was working with Nipsey. And I think she still does work with, the Marathon Continues, and she works with YG. But that's been her thing. I remember watching kind of her, like, get up, and it inspired me. This was even right when I was trying to get into, like, quote unquote, the industry. Shit, it helped drive home the fact that you don't have to be the rapper to get the bread. I saw her driving like these fucking either Rolls Royces or Maybachs, whatever it was. I remember she was out there in LA, and I was like, wow. So the person who's behind the scenes could be getting that money. And she was. Now, obviously, a lot of accusations came in the future, in the past. Came afterwards subsequently.
I couldn't come up and said, I'm not here to defend Jesse Wu, because all Aaron, you sent me multiple cease and desist letters.
Okay, so they were beefing, and then Joyner Lucas was beefing with her, claiming she stole $60K.
White, from LA. Take care of it. Now here she is. She's sitting doing interviews. You're getting interviews off of me. What do you think?
If anybody remembers this like Clubhouse era, they used to make these rooms and jump somebody. Shit, remember Meek Mill and them try to jump me? Well, Karen Civil almost got jumped, and a bunch of people came through and was like, "Oh, she's a fraud." She somehow survived that. I don't know what happened with the Wayne situation. She was really influential in helping Wayne when Wayne was right about to go to prison. Who else? Was it Cameron? I don't know if it was Cameron. Okay, well, I will say, and I know she just did Joe Budden's podcast. I would like to sit down with her, actually, because I do think there's too many. I'm an honest guy. One thing people can say about Ak, I'm going to admit to anything I've ever done unscrupulous or maybe like controversial. But one thing about me, I'm not stealing. I get anything I've ever gotten, I got it, I think, in a fair way. I mean, what's the most I've done? I kind of put pressure on these labels, but that's not stealing. You know what I mean? That's good business. But stealing or taking what's someone else, that's never been my MO. I think, in Jamaican culture, they said a liar and a thief are related, but like a thief is like the worst thing. A thief is even almost worse than like a killer. You get what I'm saying? Anyway, I fucked up the saying. But Cam accused her of stealing too.
PSA, I'm going to say this one time. Anybody I used to work with or was cool with, or even personal, if I helped you out in life and you throw dirt on my name, I'm going to expose everybody. That goes for men and women. I'm going to expose you bad. Stop going on these shows lying on me, man. Period. Because I'm going to get greasy, pause. Super greasy. I'm going to talk about your girlfriends, how they used to call me. And
Okay.
With y'all, men and female. I promise you. Niggas still asking y'all about me doing shit with your life.
Okay, I don't hear him. Oh, here we go.
And then everything kind of changed. I think Karen Civil said it was over a parking spot and all this shit. Do you think? I know I'm asking you two
Nah,
more
you can ask me
questions in
whatever you
one.
want. Karen Silver don't know what the fuck she be talking about sometimes. She got to chill the fuck out. She just be trying to get clout for her shit. You know what I'm saying? She was my employee too. And I called her about lying about that shit. Like, I know you doing whatever you doing to get your shit popping and all that, but you worked for me for like 3 years. Stop with the lying and shit. So because you clout chasing and you ain't got to, you already established.
Okay. So anyway, it looks like this partnership hasn't really ended well. We'll figure it out, but shout out to Max B and shout out to Karen Civil. I've always said my dealings with Karen Civil has always been good. However, I can't speak for another nigga dealings with Karen Civil. Because here's the thing. With Karen, I don't know if she's getting a budget from these guys or how she demands a budget and she's supposed to spend it in a certain way, or maybe she charges them for certain services. And I don't know. I don't know where the breakdown could be of somebody saying you're a fraud or you robbed me or you stole this, or maybe they felt like they give her a certain amount of money and they don't see whatever it is. I have no idea about her business like that. And I'm just going to say that's why I would rather her speak about it on like a podcast or something, because, bro, fraud shouldn't be attached to your name like 4 or 5 times. Like, you know what I mean? After a while, it's like, yo, bro, what's going on? What's going on, right?